track down my stand because I have no idea where I put it at. I remember last time I was at the stand. I think it was upstairs. All right, first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. As you've seen by our black on black test that we do against our products, that we put all sorts of black products to our own black technology. The reason why we do this is because, like I said, when you develop black technology, it does come up quite often that people will ask you questions like, does your product match black paint? Are you shipping this black paint? Could I do the same thing with black fabric? You know, you get asked all sorts of questions. It doesn't happen every time, but when it does happen, it's good to know that you can go in and you can back your product up by showing that it doesn't. And that's why we show all of our test demonstrations against certified screens and distance throw and low lumen projectors and all that stuff. Other individuals don't do these tests. It's very important that you test your products against everything you can think of, because at the end of the day, like I said, who's to say that you're not shipping out gray paint and only gray paint to someone's doorstep, and they may not be getting what they think they're getting at the end of the day. So what we have here is, I bought this product for myself. I bought a black version for myself. I did the demonstration downstairs. It was pretty light, but still didn't match our product at all whatsoever. Our product still was able to produce a nice high white level, where the product here was not able to do so. And I ordered two of these. I ordered one set in gray and one set in black. I don't ask people to do these challenges unless we do them ourselves, so I think it's unfair. So it's up to those individuals who make false claims about products to back up their products. But I'm just here to show that what is the difference between the two. So this is what we picked up right here. This is it right here. We're going to be putting this onto a surface, and we're going to basically paint it down, do it side by side to see how close it comes up to gray paint, to on-screen paint products. And like I said, this should be done regardless. No one should ever have to ask you, or no one should have to test this at the end of the day. Now, the reason why it's come to this is because we found a video. We found a video a while back of the individual mixing black and white paint together. And we asked this individual multiple times to do videos with his products with these black and white mixtures. That's why you may hear me mention on camera 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is how many tablespoons put in per quart to make these products, to show that his product has nothing to do with a free black and white mixture, a video that was deleted off his account that no longer can be found, that we now obtain. So upon this finding, keep in mind that this individual has never attempted this ever on YouTube, never backed up the product in any way whatsoever. Then it started sparking a bit of curiosity. Back tablecloths and bed sheets and stuff like that were matching the product with no problem whatsoever. As I said before, when we did the demonstration on the tablecloth, it was done in a max out zone, fully lit environment, no red neons, none of that stuff to disrupt the environment, no dark environment to disrupt the environment, well-lit environment. As we're stating again, that demonstration must be done again. But then again, like I said, when they're going to basically cheap on paint, they're going to cheap on cutting corners. But there's no way in the world you can try to get around or try to avoid a paint demonstration, which is virtually impossible. So let's see how long it takes them to basically do these tests compared to all the tests that we will be running from here to there from time to time, showing you at the end of the day that the product is nothing more than a basic house paint. And yes, it will match a tablecloth with no problem, as in our results match perfectly with no problem whatsoever. All right, so to begin, I'm going to go downstairs and get myself a surface. Well, actually, we have a surface right here. We're going to be using in the demonstration. This is also too, we're going to be putting this against the screen we have upstairs and the other test room. And like I said, we do our own tests. Now, keep in mind, and we find this is what they usually do. They try to basically, and I don't get this one, try to do the same thing by saying, hey, his product doesn't match with a gray screen. we found the item first. We are the ones that basically had them first before anybody else had them. So of course we have test demonstrations time stamped on our products way back when we first had them, before anybody had them, showing our products. No, not doing that. On top of that, when you have a screen paint that's black and it's going against another black screen, yes, that black screen is it's for us to show our image that comes that dark, we can overpower a black surface. So yeah, that shows at the end of the day, sorry, that doesn't stand. Not our forum sites or any place else, it doesn't stand. But let's see exactly how close this gray paint comes into matching this product. All right. That's why we have these surfaces downstairs. We have 4 of them. And those surfaces are designed to test against our own products. We'll be doing some demonstrations on those later on today too also. But right now, I want to see how this is going to react. Now, we are going to be asking for a request. Even the form site is requesting for Crow1176 to do the demonstration again. This time in a max out zone, as it was done in previously. We're going to do the demonstration again today, showing you that demonstration, fully lit environment. Everything must be done in a fully lit environment because it shows how the screen is going to react. So that's what we're going to be requesting today. He has to do it again. So let me show you what we got here in the box. Now, I told you I'm a fair man. I bought some for myself. This is what we did yesterday. The minute it came in, I painted it right to my screen right away. This is the black version of it. This is the gray version of it. This does not look good. Look at the color of that. That does not look good. So, we're going to be doing the demonstration again, showing everybody how it's supposed to be done, and requesting for Crow to repeat the demonstration again. I'm getting set up downstairs. We have the 773 downstairs. We have all 4 of the Amazon cloths downstairs. And now we have this new stuff in the container, which I want to see exactly how close it comes to matching this product. Keep in mind, as I said before, we have to see a difference between night and day. As when we did the demonstrations with the black materials against our products, it has to show a difference between night and day, a huge difference. Can't have a bump, can't have a hiccup. Doesn't work that way. All right, so let's get his products. And we're also going to test the Silver Max downstairs on a larger form because I'm dying to test that out myself. This is the new product we made right here called Silver Max. Right here. This is an upgrade version of the Cinemax. I'm going to have a look at it. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Am I going to give out the ingredients? No, not really, to tell you the truth, honestly. It was just a show at the end of the day that we could actually make this product better. But like I said, I told you before, I used to make gray screen paint products back in the day. That's what I did. That's how I got started. And I told you that you have limitations when you make gray screen paint products. You know, trying to come up with new products all the time, like I do now. You know, not trying now, but back then when I was making great products like this, like on this particular level, you test everything. And I mean, literally everything. So that's when I said that I can look at a product and I can tell what's in it. We can, because I tested it all. Just about. I think just about. I've been through Martha Stewart's. A lot of people don't even know Martha Stewart even had silver Metallica paints. Yeah, they did. We had them already. Ben had them. Can't get them now, but then they used to have them. Been through them all. So that's our version right there. But I'm curious to see how that one's going to look right there at the end of the day. That one, we did some demonstrations off on a smaller scale on a 50 lumen projector. That one was able to produce a much more cleaner and brighter image. I gave out the ingredients for this. I think I did. I did give out the ingredients for it, but I don't think anyone, a few people I did think hooked onto it. They're probably selling it, making money off of it, knowing them. All right. So let's paint this one in because I want to see the color of this. And I told you, I can just look at the color and I can tell right from the door when I say it ain't good. Trust me, it ain't good. Let's see. Now we're doing products that we don't have to add anything into. We're not adding any black, no glitter, nothing. This one we have right here, we added stuff to it. This stuff has nothing in it. Just like the paints, nothing into it. All right, so let's get these products over here. Let's get this right here. This is called Timeless Gray. Oh, whoa, 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 that's not good. That's not good. That looks just like, that looks not good. Oh, that's not good. I can tell that from the door. It's going to match your stuff. Not so much the Metallica, because the Metallica paint's a little bit darker. But the personal mix, yeah, this is gonna come out. The UV mix, yeah, this is gonna come out quite nice. Now this stuff right here was for every 2 ounces, it was 97 cents. Pretty sure you can get it in bigger containers. This is not going to be good. Now, other questions that came up in the forum site asking, why did it take him so long to do the demonstration? Why? It isn't a hard product to get. You can go right onto the site and you can order for yourself. So it's not hard to get. It isn't like it's coming from overseas or some very impossible surface to get. It's a tablecloth. Anybody can get one of them. So why did it take so long? Today we're going to reenact the environment. I told you I'm setting up for that. I told you if I'm going to do something, do it. Upstairs there's red neon. I got red neon lights installed in upstairs. We're going to reenact the environment. And then we're going to basically talk about a realistic environment at the end of the day. What kind of environment? And that's the one thing that when you're dealing with certified companies, they try to make the environment as realistic as possible. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, they don't want an environment that's going to be super dark. The customer is not going to want to relate to that. They don't want to be trapped in a dark environment. That's one thing. One thing to be trapped in a dark environment with a whole lot of red going off. That's very unattractive. So we're going to do that environment. I told you we're going to do a topic on environments. And we got a lot of red neon going on upstairs. And that is really disruptive. It is very, very disruptive. This goes on nice and smooth. Not smoother than the 773 was much smoother than this, but still it coats very well. And look at the color of it. So that's the reason why I told you at the end of the day, why you saw those tests pop up of us basically breaking down our tests saying, okay, we got fabric, we got film, we got paint. I can go in and somebody can say, hey, look, how's your product look on black paint? Boom, here's a demonstration right off the website. What about film? Boom, here's a demonstration on the website. What about fabric? Boom, here's a demonstration on the website. How do I know at the end of the day? And I've had, like I said, these questions will pop up. How do I know I'm not getting shit black paint? This is a demonstration versus black paint. The eye opener, the best one we have is the one where I draw on the screen. That's the best one. I got a 60-gallon order off one of those right there, off that demonstration alone, because the company wanted to pull the trigger to send me the money, but they weren't sure about it. And I like it when people are skeptical. That's what I like, because that's right there. That's what basically seals the deal. Be skeptical. Question me. And then I'll show them that demonstration, me drawing on that screen. Like I was, yep, that's all we need to see. That's it. We're good, Mr. Bird. Where do you want the money transferred to? Can you give us a discount? How much you charge for shipping? Yeah, the conversation automatically changes. That's what you have to be to do. Because they can see, I'm not going to tell you what they sent me, but they can see exactly the amount of money they were spending on that day. There's a huge, massive difference between night and day. Not something like, I could do that myself. You don't want that thought popping in anytime in a demonstration of, I could do that myself. That's not good. That means you're not showing a big enough difference between night and day. That's why I posted that demonstration now. I changed up my trailer and I put that up there, because that has got to be one of the best ones I've done so far. The best one. Drawn into the screen with black paint. No one's ever done that. And I guarantee you, you won't see anybody else ever do it, ever. You'll never see somebody come up there with a gray screen and write into the screen with gray paint. It'll never happen, because it'll blend right on in. So let's see. If we got a gallon of this right here, a gallon of this is pretty much nothing. It's 97 cents for every 2 quarts. So I'm trying to figure, they probably give you a discount when it comes down to a gallon of it. This stuff looks extremely, extremely good. I mean, really, really good. This is going to be a hard way to go. I'm looking at this. This may not, it started off light. It's coming off darker now. This may match the Metallica mix perfectly because of the color of it. This could pretty well match a Metallica mix. Let me see something for a minute. Yeah. Yes, it would. It's going to match it perfectly. This little bump, this doesn't mean nothing. When a projector hits it, it doesn't see this. You have to show a massive difference before it to change. No, it's going to match. Now, this is a little lighter. I thought that it would blend into this. See how the color came up like this, how light it was to this and this? See how close that matches right there? I told you. His products are easy to match. Look at that. You know how easy that is to match that. But it came out a little darker as it wrote. It might do both. This thing might end up doing both screens. Because when it comes out, it's that color, but it's shading to this color right here. It may do both of them at the same time. Oh, man. We might have to get a gallon of that. We might have to get a gallon of that in here. Now, like I said, to be fair, this is going on to the blacklist, by the way, today. To be fair, I clean up this sample sheet here. Make it look a little better on camera. To be fair, I bought my own. Right here. Came in yesterday. I was so excited about putting it against my screen. Brought it in, put it against my product. Bought my own. So no one can sit there and accuse me and say, "Oh, but you're unfair." No, 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 no. We bought our own to put against our own screen. So I don't want to hear the complaining and whining and crying and the camera nonsense. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the emails coming to us saying, "Oh, you're unfair." No, we bought our own to put against our own screen. Usually when people do test demonstrations, they usually buy something else, but they never put anything against their own screen at the end of the day. No, we buy stuff to put against our own stuff. So I don't want to hear the whining and crying. Because I can easily go here and say, look, here you go. We did our own screen. We got the video demonstration to back it up. So what's the problem? All right, this is nice and clean. I got a sample sheet nice and cleaned up. I want everything to be actually perfectly clean when we do this. Because at the end of the day, the customer needs to know. Keep in mind, we shouldn't be doing these tests. This is something that we shouldn't be doing. This is something that the person who developed the product should be doing. I don't expect people to do black on black demonstrations for a product. It's something we do. We need to do. That's much better. Much better. Much cleaner, much better. There we go. Let's get these to dry. Let's get these downstairs. This is going to be promising. I think I'm going to, yeah, it should dry no time. And it dries fast. What's this stuff do? It says dry fast. Oh, yeah, this stuff's going to be nice. I'm going to have to do me a much bigger size. I'm going to paint some of this downstairs, on the screen upstairs. We're going to need this for testing, too, for other things, too, besides that. Look at you, Taco, being all curious. We got 3 different shades downstairs right now. We'll take these up. We don't need these right here. We need from the other one. That one's going to have to be repainted. A little more paint to that one. So this is what we have here. This is the company we bought our product from. By a company named Apple Barrel. Apple Barrel makes this right here. So that's the product we bought at 97 cents for every 2 quarts. I went online and checked it out. You can get it for much cheaper as a gallon. If this thing does what I think it does, it's another product we have that he's going to have to test against. So you have it stacking up pretty high. You got the digital and crystal screen paint products you got to do. You got now that Sherman Williams. You're going to have to do the YouTuber and your own video that you basically deleted off your account. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you got this to deal with. Now, meanwhile, like I said, we've already did this test. We did this test last night. I was so excited when I came in. I didn't eat my food. I grabbed that, painted it up, boom, done. And then on top of that, while doing that test, we did film. Because I didn't realize that the material that we use to wrap around the whatchamacallit is an actual film that they use from time to time. I've seen it done basically when I went to different establishments where they were just developing different forms of film to spray our products on, and that was one of the products I've seen before. but it works fantastic as wrapping and sealing our products. And I'm looking at it the entire time, like, I wonder if I stick this against my screen, is this thing going to match? Because it's clean, it's clear, light pushes right through it, like I don't know what. And I'm thinking this may work. And I go down there and I wrap it up, and sure enough, it didn't work. So I sent that to a friend of mine who has been asking me about film. And guess what? Big order coming through pretty soon next month. This is going to be a big one. I got to pull out the machine for this one. Big order. This is why our stuff sells for, this is the order for the day. This is why our orders sell in 2 gallons at a time. That's $348 per gallon. That technology right there, sitting in that container over there, can take out certifieds with no problem, can produce images in fully lit environments, can go outside and produce images. That stuff right there is what certifies Sphere at the end of the day. So the reason why people pay that money for that product, because we can back it up. Like I can walk into that room right now, turn on my projector, and I can show the stars bouncing off my ceiling. Nobody else is doing that at the end of the day. Go to my website and look at my demonstrations. Look at my stuff on display. I guarantee you won't find one paint company on the market, any projection screen that will match my websites. Not one. As a matter of fact, I need to put that guarantee right up on my website today. Put it up there because it's true. Go ahead and look. Look through any one of my videos and try to find any company that can match anything, any demonstration that we're doing. You're talking about ceiling and light projection. We got screens that project off the ceiling, literally physically projecting on the screen. Find one. No one has been able to match any of our demonstrations. But this stuff right here, come on. Are you kidding me? You should not be matching this at the end of the day. The first time I saw this in black, I was like, oh shoot, we got to get this. Let's see what happens. Didn't even match it to come close. So let's get downstairs and we're going to repeat. We got a lot of people requesting over in the forum site for him to do the demonstration again. They want to see it in a fully lit environment. They want to see everything well lit and exposed. We're going to show you exactly what he needs to do and request them to do the demonstration again. Also, too, we got red neon lights. I said upstairs, we're going to reenact his environment. We're going to talk about environments, realistic environments, and that's what we need to look over, realistic environments. Not only just with him, certified screens too, realistic environments. Are these environments real at the end of the day? Is this the kind of environment you're going to have? Now, if you're a dedicated theater room setup, you know what your environment's going to be like. You automatically know that from the door. You're going to be in a dark environment. That's how it's going to be. But we got an eye opener for you too. When using those gray screen paint products, guess what? You're going to be reflecting all that white light bouncing all over the environment when we're doing some of those today too. All right, so we're getting set up down here right now. Those are the materials we have right here. You couldn't even tell, can you? That's the one we painted. That's the one right there. This is this stuff right here. That's right there. That's Crow's Metallica mix. That's his personal mix right there. That's Sherman Williams right there. Now, let me message Jamie so you can understand. When you do demonstrations, when we request for you to do demonstrations, listen to me carefully. No dark environments, no red zones. You have to be in a fully lit environment. See how much light we have in here? Nice and well lit. This is where you have to be at. Because when you put red light into the environment, it disrupts the changing of the picture quality, and it does. It does disrupt the change of it. So don't do that again. When you do the demonstration, and keep in mind, you have a meter just like we do. Make sure your meter is present. You have to have literally so much light in the environment, the meter needs to max out. The reason why we say that is because there's no way in the world, the reason why I ask for a meter so that you flat on the ground, because there's no way to cheat on a meter. So what he'll do is he'll have the door open here, like here, and he'll have the meter sitting by the door. Any light coming in outside, just a little bit of it, hits that meter automatically changes. He'll take the meter and he'll stick it right here in the front. When a projector fires off, some of that light is going to make contact with the meter, changes it. In one of the demonstrations, he had all these lights behind the back of him and the meter in the front. No. You don't do that. That meter lays on the floor. When it lays on the floor, there has to be no windows near it and no doors, which means you're going to have to generate a ton of light in that environment in order to get that meter to max out. Or you're just going to have a really high powered fluorescent light in your shop or in your home. That's why we request them to be on the floor. Now I got the camera zoomed in, so it can be up close and personal on this. I want you to see this up close as much as possible. I'm going to go upstairs, we're going to get the fire stick, we're going to start getting started. get this thing started from the door. Now we got some other paints we bought too. We bought some finger paints, kids finger paints. We bought those too. We bought black for ourselves too. Anytime you see us buy any form of gray paint product, we will make sure that we have our own next to it. I also have a demonstration I will be posting. I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have forgot. We went to Lowe's and we bought 2 versions of black paint, Domino and Midnight, and put it against our products. I'll be posting those below so you can check those out for yourself. Yeah, we do the test, trust me. All right, let's go with this, these other things we're going to need to do this. I'll be right back. Hey, Taco. What you doing, Taco? All right, we're back. Now, I was talking to a few of the fellows on the forum site, and they were like, "Well, if he's going into these rants about how the Cinemax is not real, all right, then how come he doesn't let you buy from him?" I said, "We did try to do that. We tried to buy the product from him. He sent this down black paint." He said, "Oh." I said, "Yeah, we're going to have somebody go out and buy it for us, because at the end of the day, 2 things are going to happen. Either he's going to cancel the order, or he's going to send us down something that's not real." Now, listen to what I just said. This is a person who's supposed to be a professional, who backs his product 100%. we can't buy the product from him directly. Either he'll cancel the order or send us down something fake. So we have to go through somebody else to order the product to get it over here. That's how it has to be done. And this is a person who backs his product 100%. Meanwhile, under my kitchen drawer, I have two 48-ounce containers, one for Partey and one for Crow. They never called me. They never sent me any emails, no confirmations, nothing. Now, you're going to be buying this. You're not getting this for free. Also, too, on the top of my desk upstairs or downstairs, we still have the Surface. We have I have a quart of the 773 in a container signed with my name on it with a happy face. Never called me. Nothing at all. This tells you right there. But like I said, since he feels that the max is not real, then what we'll do is we'll order more. But this time, if I order more, I want 4 of them, because I have to send these out to the other testers. The other testers want to try it out. They want to see how much this stuff is going to match at the end of the day. And he should be doing this too. From the time it took you, keep in mind, people, think about it. We've been asking him to do the tablecloth since last year in 2021 when we first found him. It took him all the way until now to get that tablecloth. And he had to order it, have a customer ship it to him, which you don't have to do. You can go to the website and pick it up. Also, too, we did the demonstration in an extremely dark environment. He tried to cut corners as much as possible. Between that time that it took for that package to get there, you could have gotten your vehicle, drove to Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, and any one of those paint supply stores and picked up paint to put against your screen. You could have did the black on black test, which is the black paint versus the black paint you have on your site that a video that you deleted off your account. You could have did any one of the Digital One Crystal Screen paints. The site's right there. You can make the paint right from the door. Any one of those tests you could have picked up and done. They pick and choose what battles they can win. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do all of them. You're going to have to. All right, so we got our tape down here. Let's get the fire stick. Now, mind you, this paint right here we have over here is the Sherman Williams Super Paint. This comes in at $23 a gallon. You can get that directly from Benjamin Moore. Now, the reason why we're doing this, and he can sit there and say, well, you're doing it. No, we're not. It's not a revenge thing. No, it's not a revenge thing. It's not about that. It's not about that. Get that out of your head. It's not about that. It's curiosity. That's what it is. I sat there on camera. I said, when the Benjamin Moore matched your product, I said, no. We're doing the black and white test. I said, it might get to a point where he might start shipping you paint that has nothing in it. It's just regular paint. How would you even know? And that's why, instead of saying it, we have to experiment and find out if it's possible, if an everyday can of Sherman Williams is going to match your product. Just like on our end, I need to know that if I go to the store and I buy like Midnight, Domino, and other black paints, and I throw it against my screen, are any of them going to match at the end of the day? If I go get fabric, is that going to match? If I go get film, is that going to match? So I don't know what the problem is. You should be doing these tests strictly for the fact that you should want to know at the end of the day, you give your customers some kind of confidence at the end of the day that they're actually getting what they're paying for. If a company came up to you right now and say, hey, look, we'll do 60 gallons right now. But what's the difference in me doing that and buying some so-and-so paint? Can you show me a difference? Do you have anything on your website, anywhere, YouTube channel, showing a difference between those products? The only one I seen was Sherman Williams, and that wasn't even close enough. That was a hiccup in the demonstration. Not Sherman Williams. It was Bare Surface Screen. There you go. All right, people, let's get this started, because Mr. Bird has to be upstairs in a dark environment, which I hate to be at. We can fit him with the remote control, trying to figure out where the buttons are. I can't stand that nonsense. I don't know how people do that. I guess if you're going to be in a dedicated room, everything you're going to have is going to be backlit, because you're going to be in the dark anyway, so I'm figuring everything's going to be backlit anyway. All right, we're going to start off first. Let's get the projector fire up. Let's see where we're at on this right here. Remote controls. One of these needs batteries. I can't figure out which one needs batteries. One of these batteries. It's not that one. Or you should bring them both downstairs, because I never can figure out exactly which one's what. I got to get the sleeves from them. They make sleeves from them so you can tell exactly what color is what. All right, you're not picking up on any of these, so you have to be on that second or first on there. Let me see where you're coming up at. There we're changing out. We definitely can't be. There you go. I knew he was in one of them somewhere. All right, let me see. No, no, no. We don't want that. We don't want that button. We definitely don't want that button. There we go. We need this button. We had right here. You got to memorize this because I don't have the remote controls for these things. You memorize the buttons in the back. You know which ones not to push and which ones to push. Like 16 buttons back on the back of my projector. Certain ones you don't want to push. This projector right here, I love this one. This projector actually has an LCD display. It tells exactly how my temperature is reading inside my projector with an LCD display in the back of it. All right, there we go. That right there is Sherman Williams 773 or Sherman Williams Network Gray SW773. That's what that product is right there. Let's see if we get the right remote controls on this one. Is she playing games with me today? People are like, no, I've had an incident literally with the Lexus system where basically I'm sitting there tapping. I got 4 remote controls in my hands, and I'm tapping these remote controls and tapping them, and nothing's picking up. I go all the way upstairs, find 2 of the remote controls, come downstairs, tap those. They don't even pick up. The very remote control literally that I had in my hand was the actual remote control. I was like, okay, AI is getting woke. Let's play jokes on the humans, and then after that, we'll take over. All right, so Sherman Williams Network Gray. I love these things right here where they put this whole entire vegetation in these bowls, and I think that's so freaking cool. That is so amazing. That is beautiful. Like a whole vegetation. I'd be kind of scared some kind of bacteria might grow in there and it might kill me in my sleep, but you know, that's just me. All right, let's get something here. Ooh, they got some new demonstrations for white levels on here. Oh, this was a day ago. Yeah, I gotta be doing this on the black screens. Okay, let's get something here. Let's get these beautiful birds.
China wants to beat America. The anti-tech agenda in Washington.
Well, this stuff is starting already.
I'm John Burke. My job is to teach people how to peel juicy, delicious peels.
All right, there's our tropical birds. Now, let's get some of this paint up here. The first one we're going to put up here against the Network Gray 775 is going to be Crows Metallica mix. Keep in mind, I want you to understand it, Jamie. This is not an revenge. It's nothing to do with that at the end of the day. We all know when we watch your demonstrations that you fake demonstrations. We know that. There is no way in the world that a light gray screen, such as that on the floor, mind you, we had them way before you did, and we did the demonstrations way before you did. We can go back and check our timestamps. We had the products, we did the demonstrations right against all our screens. So there's no way in the world that you're going to come along happy, go lucky now and say, hey, this is what it looks like after we had timestamp dating before you even had the product in your hand to begin with, showing that product laying against our screens. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said at the end of the day, I don't understand how some people function and think at the end of the day. But yeah, we have time. We brought these first. We're the ones that brought them to you. We have videos showing us putting this stuff multiple times against our screen. So all of a sudden, when it comes to your apartment, all of a sudden things turn into that. So we all know you falsify stuff at the end of the day. This is not in any way. If don't get this is just pure curiosity to see how many gray screen paint products are going to match your screen at the end of the day. And like I said, I bought my own for myself. I did the demonstration yesterday, fair and square. So now it's your turn. All right, so this is we have right here the Network Gray. We're going to take the Metallica mix and put that right there. There. And that's not a difference between night and day. Now for him, he considers this to be a huge change because see how it is right here? It says, well, that's a huge that's not a massive change. That's not a massive change between $23 a gallon and $80 to $90 a quart. Not a big enough change for me. I don't think for anybody. All right, let's try the personal mix next. You saw I wiped down the sample sheets. I want to make sure they're clean. We will be ordering more paint from Jamie. We have to do it the hard way, unfortunately, because as I said before, he is afraid to ship us paint. So we want to make sure that we don't go through the whole fiasco getting black paint shipped to our front door. That nonsense. We need to make sure the product gets here. So we have to have somebody else place the order for us. We have a couple of people already set up. They're getting ready to place orders. We have to do this slowly. This is something that can't be done because if an order comes through too big, he's going to see it. He's going to notice it, and he's going to start looking at it. And we have to do things we can't have. This is how the stuff we got to go through. Anybody who we have on the list who set up to buy from us, they can't order twice, because he will look and try to figure out who's ordering twice. He would try to find out. So we have to do things, unfortunately, cloak and dagger. This is how it has to be done, because he's terrified of people getting hold of his product and testing it out in a way that he doesn't want to test it. All right, let's go over here. Let's get the personal mix. Let's put that right there. So that's the personal mix right there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the new paint we got and we're going to put that right in the middle of both of those. Let's get something like 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now you can see when I block the projector, they are different tones. Well, not really. That personal mix comes up extremely close to the network gray 77. But as you can see, that the whatchamacallit is a little darker. But like I told you yesterday, it's gray. All gray blends together. Eventually it does. Let's go with, I'm trying to get something here where we're going to have some, it's going to be a little neutral. Let's go with the Sony right here. Now you see the red's faded, washed out. So let me pause this for a minute. And we're going to go up. Now mind you, let's just grab this right here. Now this right here is the paint we just painted upstairs. It's a little heavy on the back end. Oh, good. Right here. Let's see how this one compares to all of them. Ooh, that looks really nice. I mean, really, really nice. Like I told you, that one was 97 cents for every 2 quarts. But they make them in larger containers too, which I was checking online too also. And there's nothing in this, keep in mind. We put no glitter, no silver, nothing in it. It's just basic, right out of the container, nothing in it. I want to take this out a little bit more, because I'm trying to keep this as fair as possible. So we need to bring this out a little bit farther out here. That way we can have it right there. We want it overlapping, but I don't want to hide too much of the screen. So I want this to be fair. Let me get me a chair over here. We can have a look at this. I was looking at it online. I was like, timeless gray. I was like, wow, that stuff looks really good. Now mind, this is coming from my point of view when I used to develop gray screen paints back in the day. Now this stuff right here, that screen I have over here, would destroy all that, but no problem, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But right now I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be asking at the end of the day. Now, if you notice, Jamie, so you can understand this, no red, no dark environment, well-lit environment. Nothing disrupting the picture quality. As you can see, the Metallica mix comes off a bit dirty. The colors aren't that clean. That one in the middle, that's the one we painted. That is the, what is this one? It's called the Apple Barrel. Let's bring some color patterns up real quick. Let's start off with white first. White screen saver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now this is what you're supposed to be seeing. We do this all the time. If someone's doing a demonstration, it just starts off with what I just did a few minutes ago. You don't want that. What you want is you want to see a demonstration. We're going to start off with the white levels first. How do the white levels look on this product? How does color look on this product? Blues, greens, and reds. You want solid colors first. Then you want to go into contrast levels, and at the contrast levels, then you want to go into the color change. Color change is going to allow the colors to change back and forth. So you can see when your projector's fired off, what are you getting? Mind you, the projectors we're using in the demonstrations are not calibrated. I don't like using calibrated projectors because what it does is I consider cheating. especially if you're doing test demonstrations. If you're showing off how to calibrate a projector and you're all about calibrating projectors and that's what your channel's about, so be it. But if you're doing tests and you're showing off a calibrated projector, that is not going to relate to someone who does not have a calibrated projector at the end of the day. Because your colors might be slightly a little better than theirs at the end of the day. That's why you need to keep everything on neutral ground. Use a projector that's not calibrated at the end of the day. The one in the middle pulls the highest white level. Now, mind you, among gray screen paints, this is good. Against a black screen, extremely bad. Because a black screen, if you pull white level that high, you're going to have a problem against it. Especially if that black screen can maintain its white levels, there's going to be an issue. Oh, I'll show you. I'm not one, you should know me, I am not one to talk and not back it up. But I'm curious myself too. I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl right now. Can't wait to throw this against my screen right now and see what happens. But yeah, like I said, yeah. And when it comes to gray screens, the higher the white level, the more advanced the product's going to be. But keep in mind, it's still going to have to maintain a contrast level because if the white levels are too high, the contrast levels are going to start to drop. But that one in the middle, that apple barrel, yeah, that is pretty good. That is really, really good. I wonder how that would look to the new Silver Max. I'm curious. We got to put that one up there because now I'm curious now. Let's go put this Silver Max up here and see what we got. The Silver Max is one we made. Now, the Silver Max is an advanced version of the Cinemax. I'm not going to launch it at all. Because at the end of the day, I have guidelines I still have to follow. Sometimes I might get a little hyped up on camera, and I do get hyped up on camera, but at the end of the day, there are certain rules and restrictions that even I have to follow, and I can't do it at the end of the day. And if for someone to sit there and say, oh, well, you're scared. No, I'm not scared. I just made the product right there. I can design anything I want. I told you, if I want to reverse engineer your stuff, not a problem. But there are certain rules that I have to follow at the end of the day. And when I calm down, when I come off camera, it tells me, the Lord will tell me, nope, can't do it. Can't do that, can't do that, can't post, can't agree, can't do that at the end of the day. Even if the person does wrong against me. Like I said, Jamie, if you're lucky that I am a man of God, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you something, man. You have no idea the stuff that can be done. You have no idea. No idea how badly things could really, really get for you. You really don't know. But there are rules that I can't cross at the end of the day. There are rules that I have to follow at the end of the day, but you are so lucky on so many levels. I have the ability to change your product at will, which means I can make one product to replace all your gray screen paints, one of them, and I can make the other one a darker mix to replace anything you make. Frankenstein's, whatever. And I can show side-by-side demonstrations, every test level we can possibly think of. That paint will do stuff that our stuff can do at the end of the day, if I wanted to. But there's certain rules in certain area rules I can't cross. But I can show you what we can do. This is the advanced version of a Cinemax. We call it a Silver Max. We made this in this was made probably less than, good gracious, man. I'd say less than probably about 10 minutes. It took us to not put that thing together that fast. I went on camera, I made the statement, came back on, it's done. But I'm curious to see what this looks like. Looks really good. I mean, I get it. It looks really freaking good. But let's find out instead of talking and stuff. Let's see. That's the Silver Max. Do you see how much beautiful that looks compared to the other paints, all of them together? That pulls an extremely high white level. It doesn't have any of our coating stuff, and that dropped into it. It's just basic. Basic when I used to make paints back on the digital and crystal screen paint. Let's see. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now the Cinemax should pull a little bit, not the Cinemax, the metallic mix was it's darker, but it's going to pull the lowest white levels. That's the problem when you run into gray screen paint mixes. If it's too dark, then it means the white levels drop, and if it's too light, the contrast drops, like a back and forth seesaw. It really is at the end of the day. It's like watching an elephant and a chipmunk on a seesaw. It's so unbalanced, it's not even funny. Now here we have, not good. Trust me, none of this is good. None of this is good. Oh, Man, I can't wait to do my black screen up there. I have to. I'm not used to looking at this, people. You have to understand that I'm not used. This is the washed out red I've ever seen in my entire life. None of it's good. Right? You gotta find the two lesser evils in it. I don't know, man. I don't know how people deal with this. I don't. That's the color of red you're supposed to be seeing every day. Not that. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I just had to. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. My goodness. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how you'll do it. That's awful. Absolutely awful. Even in the dark, you don't pick up proper color. I watch the YouTube channel. Sometimes it's like, if Halloween, if I want to scare myself to death, I just watched other people's demonstrations. At the end of the day, that's a fright show right there. But people look at that and honestly think they're seeing red. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. You're not seeing red. You're so far off. It's not even funny. Oh, so bad. So bad. I got to get through this. I got to get through this. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not being critical. I'm dead serious. This stuff drives me nuts. I can't stand it. I can't. I know what it's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like this at the end of the day. It's just washed out so badly. Even when I see demonstrations and people call me using high-end projectors, their colors are still washed out. Told you, when I went to that exhibit in Disney World and they had those Ronco projectors back there, and I looked at the screens, I was like, nope, I can't be in here. I got to go. I can't do it. Ooh. Once you give me a business, I'm on vacation. Literally, I wasn't doing any business with anybody. Max was like, why don't you give me a business card? No, I'm on vacation. I don't want to be bothered with. But I'm not want to be in here. Oh, good gracious, that's bad. Blue screen. But we're not here to talk about my product. We're not here to talk about that.
Imagine if everything.
It's really bad. I mean, we're using a 5,000 lumen Christie projector. I'm using the big boy in the back. 5,000 lumens, 1920 by 1200. You know, Christies have liquid crystals. They do. They're high-end projectors. Then the older models are better than some of the newer stuff projectors we have out here at the end of the day. Oh, okay. So let's look at this right here carefully, right? Okay. That's bad. That's really bad. I'll tell you why. It's that black level in there. It's coming out dirty, but it shouldn't be that dark at the end of the day. I mean, you're going to have it. Oh, there's no way to explain why that's really so bad at the end of the day. That's really freaking bad. All right. We're going to try to keep this professional. I'm not going to go into a rant or like that because I get passionate over stuff. You know I do get passionate over stuff. I'm going to try to keep this as calm as possible. I do like that right there. That is beautiful right there at the end of the day. This right here, see how dull that is? You don't want the picture to be dull. That's dull, that's dull, that's dull. That's much more brighter. All right, look. I'm going to give you guys something, okay? I want you to run with it, okay? At the end of the day, it's from our Digital One products. At the end of the day, oh, you know what? Forget it. We're not going to bother with it. All right, so right here. No, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. It's on the website. It's literally on the website for you. It's the advanced version of a Digital One crystal. Put it right there on the site for you. It'll take all these apart with no problem. Literally, what you're seeing right there is one of those advanced version products. It's on the website. Yeah, you find it. It's on the Digital One website. I'm going to post it at the bottom because I don't want to be accused of you. So it's on the bottom. You go over there and you check it out for yourself. It's an advanced version of a Digital One. We posted it. I reposted it several times. It was the last screen paint we developed when we shut the company down and started on digital 4K crystal onyx, which is black technology. It was the last one we did. And it's an extremely good one, too. It'll wipe these out with no problem. But that's a representative of it right there. Right there. All right, so you can see blue right there. They're all popping the same way on blue. Let's go over here. Now, mind you, the paint's going to be $23 a gallon. We have, in the middle, we have Apple Barrel, which is at 90. It's about 90, but 2 quarts. You get about 2 ounces of this right here. But they make them in gallons, too. You can get it 1 big gallon if you want on top of that. I'll find that information for you. It's right on Amazon. You can get it right over there. You don't have to mix it. You don't have to put nothing in it, which I found some interesting about this. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, look how the gray is. I'm thinking the gray is going to match the personal mix perfectly. But when it came out a little darker. So it has a little, it's interesting. It really is. But at the end of the day, like I said, it does the same thing. It's much cheaper. All right, let's go put a slow color change out. See if you're going to get a much difference between night and day. Now, mind you, the products we have by Crow, we have Metallica Mix, And we have the personal mix. We're talking about $80 a quart. $80 to $89 a quart. If you ship overseas, you're going to be charged a $70 surcharge fee plus the product. So think about that for a minute. So how much money are you actually saving here at the end of the day? The big screen you're seeing right now is Sherman Williams, $23 a gallon. That's a big can right there. We have on the floor over there. That's Sherman Williams. The paint we make it over here, over this one, I'll tell you how it's made. Simple and plain. It's an advanced version of Additional 1. Instead of your base is very important, whether it be bare, whether it be white paint, whether it be gray paint. The base of that is silver. It's not gray. The base is silver. And then what you do is when you add in your 2, 3, 4, and 5, your toners on how dark you want to make it, that's black paint. That becomes the toner. Now, like I said, 2 being near the lightest. If you want it super light, you put in 1. But I would go between 2 and 5 being the darkest. That's how you make that. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you want to go sprinkle some glitter into it, it's up to you. We didn't do ours that way. If you want to, you can go with silver or you can go with gold. I prefer going with the silver at the end of the day. That's all you need. The base is going to be silver right there. I would go with PPG. I would go PPG. M&M is too strong. That stuff is really, really pungent. So I wouldn't really mess around with that too much. Paying 120 of that on the wall basically maybe you pass out at the end of the day. And you might end up in a flashing truck, a red truck with flashing lights at the end of the day. I would go with the PPG. It's a lot more settled to the nose. And then you put in your tablespoons of black paint. And like I said, put a little silver in that, and voila. You got a product that's better than all of this with no problem. Or if you don't want to mix anything at the end of the day, you don't want to go mad scientist or nutty professor at the end of the day, then you just go over there and you get yourself a $23 container of the product over there and you paint it up on your wall. That's it. But there's no huge difference in between paying $80, $89, and $80 to $90, sorry, $80 to $89 for these products. Look at that. Let's go with a 4K snow screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now you see how I'm watching, I'm doing the demonstration. See how I'm going through colors, patterns. We go through the solid white levels. Now we're going through snowstorms and stuff to see exactly which one pulls the better. See how this is coming up dirty on this screen right here? The rest of them are coming up clean. Let's push it through. Now see how dirty the image came up here? This is the Metallica Mix 2.0. I told you a little darker, so the white levels are going to suffer. Now look right here. Look at the products we have here and here. Wow, that's impressive. That right there has no silver in it. That's actually a gray paint. That has silver in it. So that's a silver paint. That's a silver paint. That is the personal mix right there. That is the personal mix. We got to get a little closer to this right here. Okay. Some interesting stuff. Now some people might start getting mad and leaving the room. Hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. This video gets posted everywhere. Everywhere. Servers, everything we're hooked on, attached to, forum sites. They all watch this at the end of the day. You just happen to be here in real time, that's all. It doesn't make a difference. It's going to get posted. I have some people, I don't understand it. They think if people don't come in and watch a video, no one watches it. No, it still gets posted. It's still, people see it. They watch it at the end of the day. It doesn't change anything. It's just that no one's in here to watch it. Doesn't mean the video doesn't get watched. Now, as you can see right here, oh, we know who this is already. You're going to have to wait, buddy boy. Sorry. I'll get back with you later. Not in the middle of the demonstration. There we go. I'll call you back later. All right. So, as you can see right here, you see this right here? These two, this is impressive. This is what I'm looking at the most. That's a silver product. That is not silver at the end of the day. That's gray. Look how that's coming out. Now, keep in mind, I don't consider myself will blow this stuff out of the water like it. You already saw me when I put the red screen. I love this stuff with nothing. But on a gray screen paint perspective, this is pretty good. I mean, really good. Really good. I used to develop gray screen paints back in the day. Digital 1 crystal screen paint. I used to make all this stuff. I was contracted overseas with a big, massive contract. You go to my website under the, I think it's Digital 1 Stitch One Crystal, period, free, something screen mix, something, whatever it is. But you can go in and check it out. You'll see the link on Facebook that we were contracted. Big, massive, 10-year, multi-million-dollar contract under my gray screen paint products. Something that these two don't have any evidence of at all, period. Because no one was interested in this stuff. This stuff is old at the end of the day. Like I said, we had massive contracts under it. You can see our products on display in showrooms, ink pens, all kinds of stuff, CEOs meetings, all that stuff. Yeah, we were contracted. We were making serious money. We're making that product. Unlike the other ones that are not doing jack with it. They can't do anything with it at the end of the day. But anyway, this is quite impressive. So what we got here is, we already tested the black version. It doesn't match our stuff. Our stuff blew it out of the water. But anyway, on a great perspective, wow, that's pretty good. There's no silver in this. Now this one right here, we dropped some products. This is a silver base starting off, and the toner is black. And then it's mixed with some silver, a little bit of silver glitter in it, just a little bit. All right, that's mixed. That's not mixed. That's right out of a container. And look at the white levels side by side to the silver. We're going to have to do some testing on that. That's interesting. I don't even make gray screen paints, and I find that fascinating. I find it really fascinating. Ooh, man, I'm glad I got out of the business of gray screen paint. This stuff would have leveled me quick. This stuff would have did some damage. It would have did some damage. That's an advanced version of a digital one. Can you imagine if this thing had hit one of the other ones? Oh, it wiped them out. Whew, glad I don't make that stuff anymore. Let's get the Snow Cottage. Oh, this is starting again. I definitely got to pay for that no commercial ads. I'm not going through that. My goodness, election day, when that starts coming up, when they start getting ready to, oh yeah, I got to pay for that. It's $11 a month, but it's worth it. It's worth it not to hear that crap all day long. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, sometimes you don't want that in your house, man. I mean, you got enough crazy stuff going on at the end of the day. You don't want to invite certain things in your house at the end of the day. You just don't. This is crazy. Like I said, look at this. Now look at the Sherman Williams. Look at the Sherman Williams. Don't forget the Sherman Williams now. Don't worry. Don't think about that. That's $23 a gallon. Just because you didn't even, and keep in mind, this little message to this fellow. You didn't even pass the tablecloth. We're going to show you how to do the tablecloth, and we want you to reenact what we're going to do here exactly the same way. You have to give him these guidelines. If you don't, he'll think of sneaky ways to cut corners. So we're going to do the whole tablecloth test again, and no red lights, none of that, bright white and everything well lit, and you're going to do that demonstration again. And then when you get done doing that, this is the next demonstration you need to do for your customers. Because at the end of the day, wow, this stuff right here, this is better than your product at the end of the day. And on top of that, you still have that great tablecloth. That great tablecloth is something else. I think it's really good. So it's pretty good contrast levels. But this is pretty good. This is really good. So this is called, if you want to look it up, figure out what it is, find out what the paint is. You can find it on Amazon. That's the name of it. It's called Apple Barrel. This is what you want to get. I got the Timeless Gray. That's what I got. Now mind, it's not weatherproof, so don't take it outside at the end of the day. You can make it weatherproof. You get some matted, some real flat poly, and you blast over your screen. That's what you do. You want to see how close? Let's get up close so I can show you how crazy this looks. That's the Metallica mix. That is the Apple right there. We're going to call it Apple for short. That's the Apple. This right here is the Personal mix right next to it. That right there is the advanced version of the digital one. We call that one right there, we call it the Super. Now we should call it, well, we call it Super. No, I'm gonna call it Silver Max. I call it Silver Max. That's what I call it. All right, so now you see the white levels are there. Now let's go over and let's do, out of this one, let's go get another one. Let's get the snow. Now, if you notice in my demonstration, like I said, I'm not going to come on here and show you some streaming color. Whoa. No, we're not doing that. You got to break it down. You got to show the customer what they're getting. Some people don't want to do that because they want to avoid certain things. And I told you the reason why environments are super, super dark in some demonstrations is because, like I said, they're doing a demonstration against a screen. Like if you're doing black paint at the end of the day, say you're doing a demonstration against black paint. If anything comes up contrast, anything, that black paint's going to overshadow the other screen because it can see contrast, where the other screen it's not going to be able to. And usually in those demonstrations, they will stick to really high, bright colors so they can keep in control of the situation and be to produce always a better image than the black product itself. We know all those tricks at the end of the day. If you were requested to do the tablecloth in 2021, why did it take you all the way until now to do the demonstration? And even worse, you had to get a customer to order it for you like it was something very hard to get. Just go to Amazon and buy it. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's right there. Anybody can purchase it. If your customers can go purchase it that fast, so can you. You don't have to get it from anybody else at the end of the day. But he figures, okay, I've handled that hurdle. I can continue. No, you cannot continue on. It does not end there. It never ends. When you develop technology, it never ends. It's constant testing, constant testing. I'll be sitting in a paint store, I'll be like, I wonder what that would look like against our product. This is me in the store. Look at that black curtain. I wonder what that would look like against our product. My brain functions like that all day long. I'm never satisfied. Always testing, always testing, always testing, always testing, always testing. This is where your mindset should be at. If your mindset was there, I wouldn't be doing this. So right now, we have Sherman Williams blending his product. Your customers can go down and get that for $23 a gallon. And that's the cheap stuff to it. Super paint, as cheap as you can get. And if they want to spark it up a little bit, you just drop in a couple of teaspoons of glitter and that's it. Voila. That's all you need. You don't have to put any black paint in that at the end of the day. That's why when I started thinking like, okay, at what point can you start shipping you everyday gray paint? Could you tell the difference? Some of the gray paint is better. That apple barrel is really freaking good. Look at the advance. We're going to call this is a Silver Max. We're calling it Silver Max. That's the Silver Max. That right there is the personal mix right there. Look how dirty. I'm sorry, buddy. I was going to say dirty. I say dingy. Look how dingy this is coming up next to our Silver Max right here. That right there with the high white levels, that right there is the apple barrel right there. And that right there, dingy on the side, is the Metallica mix. So the two screens that are producing the highest and brightest levels would be the apple barrel and the Super Max. Oh, and I forgot. I keep forgetting about the whatchamacallit. Well, actually, it's producing higher than the Network Gray. Now let's go over and let's get some Philips 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, anyone who feels who wants to question what I'm doing here, my work, and at the end of the day, feel free to do the demonstrations yourself. We're going to invite all of you now, from now on, not just him, all of you. If you feel that this is in any way wrong in any way, and this is falsified, you do them yourself and see for yourself. Now, if anyone wants to say what about you, Mr. Bird? Well, you can go to my website right now. I got just a bunch of videos this morning on just about everything going against my black screens. I've done these tests already. We've been doing these tests since 12. That's how far back our tests go back, since 12. So let's see what we get here in color. We take the lights out. You're not going to like the results. They're all going to blend in so well. So the question is, what is the difference between his product costing $80, $89, and a product that you can get basically for next to nothing? Mind you, the silver we have over there, we call Silver Max, is made by the gallon, not by the quart. A gallon of the Silver Max would cost you somewhere in the price range of probably $40. The Sherman Williams would cost you $23. There isn't much of a contrast level between here and there. Not really. Let's see what we get with the star-filled screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's it. I told you. They can't see contrast. At all, period. None of them can. Not the product we made, not the one we got online. None of them can. They can't see proper color. They can't see proper contrast. Only black technology has that capability. I can't use this in a fully lit environment. Can you imagine this painted to my ceiling right now at 150 inches? Displayed on my multimedia wall in my theater room? This stuff wouldn't pick up. That's why I tell people. That's why we do the demonstration with Halfy. Halfy's the projector we got cut in half. It's to show people at the end of the day, when you really do all that research about the best projector your money can get, you're only getting half of it. All this power this machine got, and you mean to tell me it can't see a contrast level? It's a 5,000 lumen Christie projector. It can't see contrast. This thing has a liquid crystal system in it. It cannot see the contrast level. In order for you to see that level properly, you're going to have to be in a dark environment. And you're sure enough not throwing a remote control in the middle of the floor and finding it, because you won't. That environment's going to have to be dark. The darker the environment, the better your chances of you picking up a better contrast level. And at that, it's not even black. It's going to be gray. LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why we do these tests down here in the max zone. The more light we have down here, the better it is going to be down here for our products. That means when we take them upstairs and we fire them off in normal lighting, they just pop on with no problem. Not a big thing, because they're used to being down here in this kind of testing. Where if you do a screen in the dark, 24/7 in the dark, constantly in the dark, what happens when the customer turns on the slightest little bit of light in the environment? That's why I keep telling over and over again, you do contrast demonstrations, do them in well-lit environments. But getting back to this, yeah, you guys got bamboozled. It's just so many ways, man, I can show you're getting bamboozled. It's not even funny. Now also consider the fact that there's another huge red flag. The environment, again, and I speak on this. You have an ultra short throw projector. These are long throws in here. Now, long throws, usually most people will try to keep them in ambient light controlled environments. And mind you, you have an image that's traveling at a distance. Depending on how much light you have in the environment, depends on how much of your image you're going to have before you make it to the screen. If your screen has a high enough gain to be able to collect whatever is left over that can make it from A to B, regenerate it, multiply it, and push it right back at you so you can see a somewhat decent image. That's what goes on when your projector fires off. The minute it takes off, the lumen count starts to drop. The farther the distance, the more the lumen count drops even faster. That's why people have a high-end projector, because they figure in the process they're going to lose a couple lumens in the travel distance from A to B. But if you have less lumens, like 900 or 1200, this is why we use those demonstrations for 1,000 lumens projectors, because it's quite impressive. You're starting off with 1,000 lumens. You're not going to have much by the time you make it to the screen, especially if you're in a max out zone to begin with. So that screen being as dark as it is, it's going to have to be able to produce and generate a high enough white level to be able to outperform the other black surfaces that are laying against it. Do you see how complicated and how hard that is? When you see me fire off a 1,000 projector, that is actually what's going on, but you can't see it. But that's what's going on in the demonstration. So that screen is sitting there, powering up all that, generating all that gain to push all that white light push through. And meanwhile, it has to collect whatever's left over, that 1,000 lumens, generate that and push that right back at us so we can see that thing produce higher than a normal black surface or black paint or whatever. That's how hard that is to do that demonstration. So that's why I try to break it down to explain to you physically what's happening. Now you're talking about an ultra short throw projector. Your distance throw isn't there anymore. You're 2 feet, 2 inches from a screen, which means the fact that you're going to lose less lumens than a projector that's sitting back at 3,000 lumens that's sitting at 13 to 18 feet back. You can have a well-lit environment. It doesn't make a difference. Your distance throw is only from here to there. Where if you're going at 13 feet, you're traveling 13 feet. And in between the process of 13 feet, you're going to lose more lumens than the projector is going to be ultra short throw. But then there's also a problem here. You're still going to have to project onto the screen, which means the screen is only going to be able to give you the image if it has the ability to be able to pull contrast and color and everything else needed to generate a perfect image. If it doesn't, it's going to look like that, whether you're using long throw or short throw. Doesn't make a difference. See, it's interesting that I'll sit here and I'll explain to you the science of it all. You go to another demonstration, they can't even tell you anything at all. Oh, but the colors and the contrast, and that's all they say. Blah, 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 blah. Tell me why. Explain to me, break it down and tell me why. That's why I can't stand demonstrations where people depend on ultra short throws, because they're automatically going to get a bright image right from the door because the projector is literally sitting right up on top of the screen. But still, they're going to be plagued, because if that screen can't see contrast, if it can't see color, I don't care how close you're to the screen, you're not going to pick it up. Where a screen, if you have a screen that has the ability to do so, you can drop it back at 1,000 lumens max zone and still pull color at the end of the day. There you go. Now you let me know next time you watch one of those demonstrations how I explain it to you, if they explain it to you back the same way. They can't, because they don't even understand their own product. And while we're having this conversation, this background is supposed to be black. That's what you're supposed to be seeing. The background must be black at all times. This is an OLED demonstration. These are used for TV demonstrations. See all the light hitting my screen right now? See how it maintains its contrast level, maintains its colors, maintains its white levels all at the same time. There you go. Oh, there that went. Put that back there. Just give me an idea what you get. That's how much your picture quality you lose every time you use a gray screen. Every single time. And every forum site, website I've gone to, it's the same thing I see every time. The only ones I see that are maintaining are people at 20 and 30 or 40 or $50,000 projection screens sitting up there. And they got black diamonds in there. They got dark star lines. They got screens that, mind you, these screens are around $5,000 for 100 inch, $3 to $5,000 for 100 inch. Those are the ones that have those really dark screens. But at the end of the day, keep in mind, we tested these screens already. I had a fellow we were talking about, I forgot if I was talking about dark star on. He had some crazy JVC projector, and he was talking some stuff, and I was like, well, I got the dark star 9 over here, and I beat it with a projector lower than the one he had in this demonstration. He bought the product. I'm not gonna say what he did with the dark star 9, but let's just say it's not a dark star 9 anymore. Look at the reality. At the end of the day, like I said, you can go, if you're going to go with a gray screen paint product at the end of the day, don't pay $80 to $89 for it unless it's been tested. Unless you can see tests like this showing a difference between night and day. Other than that, you don't know if you're getting gray house paint or what you may be getting at the end of the day. If you're ready for technology that actually works at the end of the day, it's going to give you 100% of your projector, then you have our technology. Which, yes, can take on certified screens without a problem. Where this stuff is not going to take on a certified screen. It's not going to happen. Doesn't make a difference if your projector has a 50,000, 20,000. This stuff right here, you have to make sure your projector has a outstanding contrast. You have to make sure it has fantastic color wheel. You have to pay for all those extra bells and whistles. At the end of the day, you're only going to get half to begin with. You're not going to get the full thing. We're in our technology, you can have a projector sitting behind you like we have over here that only has a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and boom, look at that. This is what I see all day. $4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Even your menu doesn't come up right. The menu in Amazon is supposed to be jet black. I told you, most dangerous thing you can have is a black screen that can see white light.
We know the world is pretty smart.
Wicked smart.
So we made FlexPack smart.
That's what makes the Phantoms extremely dangerous, because they can read high-end white lights. White light, they can accept it and read it. They can do the same thing a gray screen can do. They can read white light. But the thing is, they can produce a contrast level, I told you, that's untouched. And we're in a maxed out zone. We don't have to be in the dark. We have to have any extra red light around the environment. None of that mess. No. Nothing to change. The environment stays the way. We turn it on, lights come on, lights come off. That's it. Nothing changed, nothing different. That's literally how much contrast you lose from your screen with a gray screen. I can't wait till we get the warehouse. We're going to do a reality room in the warehouse. Every place, we're going to set it up just like one room, with 2 rooms duplicated. One room's going to have all black screens in it. One's going to have all gray screens. We can call them reality rooms, so you can get an understanding exactly what you're getting at the end of the day. I told you, I can take every one of those sample sheets and throw it against my screen, and my screen will level with no problem. So now you see what you're supposed to be getting at the end of the day. This is what you're supposed to be looking at. Let's take my screen away from it. And this is what you actually get. Big change, ain't it? Again, that's what I told you. That's what makes the Phantoms dangerous, because Phantoms can see and accept white light. That means you can see all the little stars in New York City. You can see the lights and everything. You can see it all crystal clear, nice and bright. The deep contrast levels, everything. On a gray screen, you can't even make out the white lights in the background, because you need the black in order to pull out the white in this demonstration. Just like the OLED horse. And the OLED horse, people don't realize, when you look at OLED demonstrations, the backgrounds are always darker in those demonstrations to make the other shades of black push out. You're seeing multiple shades of black push off that surface. Gotta look at the background. 8K Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, some people may say, well, you saw in his demonstration, what was the environment like? What kind of projector was being used? Was the projector calibrated? These projectors are not calibrated. It's a calibrated projector. It was using a projector with an enhancement of technology that uses a 2 million to 1 contrast ratio. Can he pull off the same demonstration on a projector of 2,000 to 1 contrast? No, he uses an enhanced projector. When these big companies set up for the rooms, for setting up for their showcase, they choose the projectors they're going to use. They say, well, we're going to go with the JVC, because the JVC has like a 3 million to 1 contrast ratio, and it'll pick up better contrast levels on the screen. These are conversations they're literally having about which projectors to use for these demonstrations. Meanwhile, you're looking at the screen like, wow, look at the contrast levels on that. Not knowing there's a $50,000 projector in the demonstration staring you in the face. Something that most people, a lot of people, are not going to spend at the end of the day. So the only way you're going to be able to achieve that exact same image as it's going on in that demonstration, you're going to have the same projector, equal or better. because it's not going to happen. Not in a million years. You're going to sit there and watch a $50,000 projector. A projector of $3,000 is the same thing as a $50,000. There's a reason why that projector costs 50 grand. So when they do that and they use those high-end projectors for those demonstrations, that's coming from the projector. A little bit comes from the screen, but majority of it comes from the projector. Then this projector is calibrated and is in a dark environment. There you go. So the only way you're going to be to achieve the same image, dark environment, same projector, and calibrated. That's it. Because if that was the case, the person who had the leisure projector in the demonstration would have produced the same image, but he didn't. Smoke and mirrors, people. Smoke and mirrors. So which is more disturbing? The fact that you're not picking up any contrast levels, or the simple fact that the products that we have laying up against the screen are far less than the products that you're being charged for by this individual who claims to be to do all these particular special abilities, only due to the fact that he's doing it in a dark environment and he's using an overpriced projector that's calibrated. Now, can you do the same demonstration in a max out zone, fully lit environment? Nope, can't do it. You got so many questions here. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of questions here going through your head. And at that, meanwhile, we have a product in the middle of the screen right here that costs 97 cents for every 2 ounces. Keep in mind, they do make it by the gallon. This is just the hobby size they have. Over here, we have the silver. Over here, because Silver Max. That's an advanced version of a Digital 1. The larger screen you're seeing, Network Gray, $23 a gallon. And then you have his product here. I'm going to say your name, Crow, right there. Metallica Mix 2.0, Personal Mix, $80 to $89. A quart, not a gallon. Most likely, I think the Apple would probably cost you somewhere, I'd say $19 to $25 a gallon. That's it. I would prefer to go with the, at the end of the day, for me personally, personally, if I was doing great screen paint, honestly, from a great screen paint point of view, I would definitely go with the Apple barrel. That's actually pretty good. That's really, really good. But for everything all around that I use for, I like the Network Gray. Network Gray makes a fantastic primer. Good grace, it's a really good primer. All right, let's show you what you're not getting. What you should be getting. Now, as I said before, if the Phantom was so dark as claimed to be by a certain professional, it would be virtually impossible for the hair and the gold and all that stuff to push through. Even the reflection of the black skin, you wouldn't be able to see it because the screen would be too dark. See that? Here we go. Oh, we got to use these. We got to get pictures of this now. We need pictures for the website. Oh, this would be perfect for the website. Gray screen paint products versus Black Phantom. This is why the Phantom is feared. We definitely got to do this. We got to do this. I want to do a close-up and personal. We got to do, if we do close-up and personal, we got to do pre-record. No. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. I got some ideas now. I'm going to post on Facebook. This is a good eye-opener. We'll put a couple of them across the screen here, and we'll put the other one half and half here. That'd make a great picture right there. Now, mind you, again, if you're going to be using these gray screen wrap products, you're going to be paying a little more for a projector. You have to. You have to make up for what you're not going to see. The more money you spend, the better chance you have of seeing a good quality picture. So you're going to have to spend some money. Black technology, we don't have to do that. My projector behind me cost me $270. It's old, it's used, and it's outdated. And it's not calibrated. in any way. It's a shame. I see some of you with some really amazing projectors. It's a shame you'll never ever see the full potential of your product.
Today we're kicking off breakfast with heart healthy Quaker Oats. Real good call. Quaker Oats, always a good call.
I always add something a little extra. You should know that. Anytime I do demonstrations, I like to put a little extra in there. I always like to put a little extra in there for you. But we're going to do these demonstrations tomorrow. I like this. 4 gray screen paint products versus a Phantom. Let's try that tablecloth too. Remember, in the tablecloth display, my screen was supposed to come out darker. Remember that? Now, this is what I want to explain to Jamie so he can understand it's crystal clear. You see that tablecloth right there? I had that surface before we ever gave you the challenge, which means that surface was laying against our screens way before you ever did that demonstration. That is the same surface that you claimed in your demonstration. Our screen wasn't able to produce a high enough white level next to. Now, you want you to think about this very carefully. I had that product before we ever gave you the challenge, which means you didn't even know that tablecloth even exists until I brought it to your attention. So how is it possible that that surface can turn my product dark in your environment when we had it way before you even knew it existed? Just want you to process that for a minute. People have to be really careful when you do demonstrations like that. And the reason why I can lay that against my product live like that, because at the end of the day, as I said before, we've done the test. That's why I have all of them here. Because that wasn't enough for me. I had to see what this would do and what that would do. We even have a black version of that, a dark gray version of that. So at the end of the day, yes, his product does match the cloth. It does. You should have done it in a fully lit environment. And using red in the environment, red can distort color. Let's go back to I hate to embarrass people, and I don't like to do it at the end of the day, but he gives me no choice. Don't ever do that again. Never, ever do that again. Don't go out there and say, oh, the tablecloth turned our product dark, because you know me. We know what kind of person I am. I back everything up. I always do impressive demonstrations. I told you, demonstrations are unmatched. Show me where. Anybody who's making screen paint products or projection screens that are doing this right now. That's your personal mix right there. Now, that is your Metallica mix laying against some Sherman Williams over here. And there is your product right here against the tablecloth. Show me a difference between night and day. So this is what I'm trying to explain to him so you can understand this. Fernando Gonzalez, listen to me very carefully. When I explain to you that I want to see a demonstration between the difference between night and day, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm requesting. I do not want to see bumps. I don't want to see hiccups. I don't want to see small little margins of, oh, this. No, we want to see a massive difference. Example, say the paint we have in the middle costs 10 G's. Say the paint on each side costs $1. Which one's going to give you the better result for your money? If you looked at the one in the middle, they would pay the $10,000 for it due to the fact that you're going to get a better result than these two on each side, especially if you're a company, if you're doing it for a display for a showroom. They bring in other clients. You're going to spend the money for the investment. Now, say if this was, well, we can't go back. Our product's the best anyway. You have to show where people are going to look at this and go, I can see a difference here. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? Switch it up. Here. I always like to do a little extra. Switch them up. Here. Put that right back up there. You see that? Now switch your products from here to here. I put that one there and that one there. Doesn't make a difference. Your product doesn't show a difference between night and day in that fabric, and it doesn't show a night and day between that paint over there. But my product in the middle, as you can see, shows a difference between night and day between your product, that product, that product, that product, and that product all at the same time in a fully lit environment. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm so glad we could all take this trip together, son.
Yeah, guys, getting here so easy.
We're going to design another reality screen. This would be a perfect reality screen right here. We have a screen, our screen in the middle, and we just have a gray screen on one side, a gray screen on the other. That's what we're going to do it, just like that. But we'll have it in a different shade of grays. Oh, that would be pretty hot. I just had an idea for an amazing reality screen. So what we're going to do is we take a big screen, we take strips of wood, here, here, and here. Each one of those strips of wood is going to be a different color gray. Oh, that'd be sick. That would definitely be sick. I got to start working on that. We got to work on some real serious reality screens. These work out fantastic because it allows the customer to see exactly what they're getting at the end of the day. Slow color change up.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, the reason why my demonstrations take so long, and I'll tell you why, because demonstrations like this are not supposed to be rushed. There's so much you're supposed to see that you're missing. That's why I tell people, compare my demonstrations to everybody else. People come in like, oh, colors, blah, 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 we're done. No. You're missing too much. Where's the white level demonstrations? Where's the contrast demonstrations? Where's the color pattern demonstrations? If that projector pushes out red, how's it look on that screen compared to the other ones over there? There's just too much information missing. When people rush a demonstration, it's because at the end of the day, they can't back the product up. Let's go over to 4K Snow Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. But I want this other one so brighter than this one. I want this much brighter one. Bring this one up. Oh, this bothers people. It does. It bothers the daylights out of them. Because the naysayers expect for phantoms to be dark. No, I told you at the end of the day, Phantom produces the highest white level out of any black technology we developed. A Phantom is an extremely dangerous screen. And I told you why. Because it has the ability to be able to produce and level next to a gray screen. And it can maintain a super jet contrast level and produce amazing colors, something that gray screens can't even do. But I told you this, how dangerous Phantoms are. This is the reason why the hobbyists and the certifieds fear Phantom. Because Phantom can do things that they can't even do. Now, I showed you an up-close video, up close, right up on the screen. I showed you where we took other great products and we matched them all together, showing at the end of the day that people who make these products can't show the difference between a gray screen or everyday $23 container of paint, or even 97 cents for paint. and you're paying $80 to $89 without any kind of proof to back it up. Today, I've come on here and I've done 3 demonstrations against my product versus Black products. Then I came back on here and we did this demonstration right here at the end. When I tell you that phantoms are feared, they're feared. Why do you think that when they do demonstrations, they do the fake version of the phantoms? Black paint. We showed you what black paint looks like. You put black paint against a phantom, you know what happens? That black paint comes up really, really dark. We even did that at 1,000 lumens to show we didn't even need 5,000 lumens to do it. So that's how we know at the end of the day the demonstrations are fake. If a real phantom had walked into their apartment, his apartment, it'd have wiped out everything in that apartment with no problem. And you know it. He knows it. That's why it's still sitting at the bottom of my kitchen, at the bottom of my my sink. 2 boxes for him and Partey both to take. Of course, they're going to pay for it, yes. I'm pretty sure they got the money. They can afford it. You can buy it directly off my website if you want. Doesn't make a difference. I'll ship it right to your front door, no problem. But when we try to get their products over here, we get mountains of cancellations, fake products coming through the mail, stuff like that. Because they already know the deal. They cannot beat the screen, and they know it. But I can match your product against any kind of gray paint that I pull up out of here. Even a tablecloth. That's your product right there. Blending right into a tablecloth. Right there. And we didn't have to turn the room pitch black dark. We didn't have to run a whole bunch of red lights in the environment. If it wasn't for that blue tape right there, you wouldn't see your product at all. So yes, you matched the tablecloth, buddy, and you're matching Sherman Williams on the other side over there. Oh, it's just too easy. It is. It's too easy at the end of the day. It's really just too easy. TCL 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
See, my customers at the end of the day automatically know from the door that they're not getting a can full of black paint. But the question is, are your customers ensured that they're not getting a can of gray paint at the end of the day? $5,000 lumen projector. From where we're sitting at right now, from where the screen's pushed out from the wall, we're at 7 feet at 5,000 lumens. And that shows you how much you're missing from your picture. So mind you, we're 7 feet at 5,000. He's 2 feet 2 inches at 3,000 on an ultra short throw that's sitting right up on top of the screen. Your screen's not that big. That's a pretty small screen. By standard, from basically, if you're basically doing home theater settings, you're basically advertising your product, you need to be on a massive screen. Customer needs to see exactly how the screen's going to react on a much larger level. You have to have it done that way. A 150-inch screen reacts different than a screen of 100 inches. Because you're taking in 10 times more light. My screen's upstairs literally the size of a wall. Actually, my screen literally is a wall. All right, let's take our screen out of the equation. Because, like I said, those of you who have gray screens, I'm going to bring you back to reality. You're not used to this kind of technology right here, so I'm going to remove this out of the equation. I'm going to put it back to what you're used to watching. There we go. Let's get it back to reality. It's what you guys are used to. That's not my reality at the end of the day because I don't have that stuff in my house. This is your reality, not mine. Those are my customers who have this product. Well, they're not my reality. This is what you guys get at the end of the day. Those of you who buy gray screen paint products, great projection screens, and those who have white screens, oh, you have it even worse. Even worse. I had a customer one time try to convince me. I mean, I don't know what the whole deal was of him calling me, but he basically wanted to tell me that the white screen he had gave a beautiful image and this, that, and the other. And I was like, no, 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 no. If that was the case, then a white screen would cost just as much as a $5,000 projection screen, if that was the case. White screens are the bottom dollars. They're the lowest of the lowest. They've been around since the silent era. That should tell you right there in movies. That's before the silver screens came into play. They were the white screens. But before movie theaters had sound, white screen was actually existing. So that's how old your screen is. So let's show you what you're getting here. So that's what you're getting actually at the end of the day. So it just shows you, we got to get out of here real quick because I got a demonstration to do upstairs real quick. But it just shows you at the end of the day, no, with the gray screen paint part, he can't, no way in the world this man's going to be able to come on in and show you that there's a difference between these 97-cent hobby paints that we purchased, $23 for the network gray. It all does the exact same thing. You might have a little bit of a slight of a bump higher than the other ones. Maybe one might be a little slight darker than the other. But at the end of the day, they all blend in the same way. The only technology that shows basically the difference between night and day is that black technology and any other black screens, the dark technology we develop at the end of the day. Let's get our lights out for you guys, because I know that's something you're dying to see. Maybe you might see a difference with the lights out. We'll see. Some people think at the end of the day, honestly, that if you turn the lights out, at the end of the day, that they're basically going to get a different picture quality. No, it's all going to be the same. It is all going to be the same. Here we go. Let's run it back for you. Now keep in mind, two of the screen paints up there laying against that screen are going to cost you $80 to $89 a quart, not a gallon. And judging by the markup on its price, $178, I think it is, for 2 quarts. Where the Sherman Williams is going to cost you $23 a gallon. The hobby paint, 97 cents for every 2 ounces, but you can get that probably at $23, $25 for a gallon. Tell me where you see a bump between night and day. That's the silver. That's the version of the Silver Max we made. That is the paint we got, the hobby paint we got on Amazon, the apple barrel. That's the Metallica mix. That's the personal mix. So, and still he still has demonstrations to it. Till he does the demonstrations at the end of the day, again, I would hold off on some purchases at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you don't even know what you're getting in your containers. My customers know what they're getting in their containers. I can show you the difference in my product and black paint at the end of the day. It doesn't match your stuff in any way whatsoever. Slow color pattern.
Getting that from YouTube.
We should run everything back in the dark for you. I don't want to hear any excuses. The reason why I say no excuses is because I said, well, you didn't do. No, we do everything by the book over here.
We're in their corner and own it because they're looking.
Even the commercials, it's not looking good right now. Is there a slow color pattern? Now keep in mind, for those who are saying, oh, it's got to match. No, it isn't got to match. It's got to show a huge difference between night and day, which means something that'll say, gee whiz, am I going to pay $23 for this, or am I going to pay $80 at the end of the day? 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, the Silver Max is going to pull the highest white level. That's the advanced version of a digital one. Which you're not going to see much of a difference between $80, $80 a quart, and $23 a gallon. Are you kidding me? Look at the this Sherman Williams. That's the big screen. Look at that. That's $23 a gallon. That's the only thing I didn't like when he did the demonstration with the Sherman Williams. In fact, he had to be a finger distance from the screen to show you the difference. No one in their right mind is going to be sitting that close to a 100-inch screen. Nobody. You're going to be sitting back. Even where I'm at 7 feet, you're still going to be a little farther back than that. There's no anywhere you're going to be to tell the difference one over the other. You want to see how well this stuff blended in? Look at that. That is Sherman's. This right here with the tape is Crow's Metallica mix. Look how well all that blended in with no problem. That's the personal mix right there. Now, you're not going to be sitting that close to the screen. We all know that. You're going to be sitting, at least, I'm at 7 feet. So you're going to be right over here. And you see how bright the levels are on this one right here? That's a Silver Max right there. It produces the highest white level. All right, let's come out of here. Let's bring up some let me see what we got right here. Oh, 8K Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
Theraflu. Hot liquid medicine. Hot beats cold.
You're saying, Bird, but the contrast levels look fantastic. The contrast levels are trash. Again, look at the background where the woman's face is at. Do you see how light gray that is? It's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be jet black. The background is supposed to be darker than her face. That's what I'm trying to show people, how to teach you how to look at videos, how to study them, so you don't get cheated at the end of the day. There are certain key things that are popping up in the video that people don't see. But what they'll do is they'll zoom in on the skin. They'll zoom in on this part right here, so they can keep you from looking at this. This is what basically tells the story if the screen is pulling a contrast level. That background must be darker than her. But they'll zoom in on her, so you can only see her only. That's a faded image. Now, for those who are sitting there saying, well, no, you're crazy. No. Look at it carefully. We'll get right on close on top of her. That's the Sherman Williams doing that right now. See how dark that is? Wow, look at the contrast. Look how dark and amazing that looks to keep you up on top of the screen, to keep you from looking over here. This is supposed to be darker than that. As I said, Mr. Bird backs everything up. Now you look at it. Look at the difference now. The background is supposed to be darker than the skin tone. So here in OLED demonstrations, the backgrounds are always darker. They make the different levels of black levels stand out. That's why they zoom up on the camera. That's why they're real close on the screen, because they're trying to keep you from looking at the background. The background always must remain jet black. That's why when I watch demonstrations, and I was going to do this demonstration, you hear me on camera saying fail, 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 fail. I'm like, no, but he's pulling a contrast. No. That contrast level is gray. It's not black. Because the background tells the whole story. The background is supposed to be jet black. There you go. See the difference here? The background is black. You see the difference here? The background is gray. I'm in forum sites with I love to be in forum sites with experts because I learn things from them. They learn things from me. It's a back and forth kind of thing in there. And we go in there and we break these videos down. They analyze and break these videos down. And they will sit there and tell you in an OLED demonstration, backgrounds and OLEDs are always super jet black. They're actually blacker than the images that they're displaying. Like the OLED horse. That's why I like the OLED horse. The OLED horse shows a super black background, but there's multiple shades of black levels going off on the horse. The mane, the horse, where it moves back and forth and reflects to the light. Y'all miss all that. Because those individuals will take the camera and zoom in on those little tiny areas up close to keep you from seeing everything else you're supposed to see at the end of the day. And they have to do these demonstrations in the dark anyway, because they don't, the screens will wash out. Slightest little light in here will trigger that screen off the wrong way. You can already see you're not pulling your contrast levels automatically from the door compared to black technology. See, you're not picking up black at the end of the day. You're actually literally picking up gray. Now let me turn my lights on because I'm used to being in a well-lit environment. I'm used to being in the dark. All right, people. So, caption of this video, pretty much it is what it is. When it comes to closure of this video, the bottom line is the most superior technology is black phantom technology. As I showed you before, we can produce white levels, colors, a whole 9 yards, not have a problem, not skip a beat. And we can blow out all these gray screen products with no problem. The other eye-opener is at the end of the day is the fact that you should not be paying $80 to $89 for paint that can't back itself up, because we can go get hobby paint from Amazon and do the exact same thing with no problem whatsoever. And even with the $23 of network gray, then at the end of the day, you need to be requesting these test demonstrations to be done. Like I said, you need to know at the end of the day if you are being shipped house paint or screen paint. I can back this with my customers all day long. Like I said, we just did a demonstration on house paint a few minutes today, and everything else we could throw against the screen. So I can back my product up. You need to be able to see this at the end of the day. What are you getting at the end of the day? Are you getting house paint? Or are you getting screen paint? All right, well, we're done here. I got to get upstairs and get ready for the red room. We're building one upstairs. I have my LED lights I got to put on the floor. I'm going to redden it up in that bad boy to show you at the end of the day, you want to be in a realistic environment and not on the planet Mars. All right, people, that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. As for Fernando Gonzalez, keep in mind, it's in no way in any form. Don't think of it as a revenge tactic, because it's not, because the whole gray screen. Again, like I said, we had the product way before you did. We did the tests already. That's why I can come in here and do it live with no problem whatsoever. Like I said, we've done this. You should be doing this anyway. This is something you need to do at the end of the day. You need to ensure your customers are not getting bamboozled and getting a container of gray paint, or the fact that they can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherman, Williams, Benjamin Moore, Amazon, and do the exact same thing at 23 or something a gallon. Consider that right there. Now, keep in mind, if you do decide to do these demonstrations, please don't invite us to Mars. We really don't feel like going there. Can you keep the room as well lit as possible? As a matter of fact, bring a meter in and max it out, because that's the only way we're going to get as much light as we have in here in this demonstration. No red neon lights, none of that stuff. Keep it neutral, keep it clean. I don't even know why people do that, why he did that to begin with. That's just weird altogether. I doubt people are going to be looking at the demo like, gee whiz, I got that much red light. No. It's supposed to be natural lighting, man. Natural lighting. None of that nonsense. I don't know why you do that. It says nothing different. It all does the same thing. Whether it be 97 cents, whether it be $23 a gallon, does the same thing. That's it. Save your money, buy it. If he can go in there, he can back it up 100%, then I say support the man. If not, then guess what? You still haven't done the table call correctly, which we got to do a cap on that because in the forum sites, they want you to do that one over again. They were like, what is the deal with the red light? And I said, man, I don't know. This guy's weird. Don't even know why you would have that much red light in the environment. I think we need this one upstairs real quick for a minute. Check this off. I don't know why in the world yet, but there are 2 videos like that with all this red light in there. I don't know what the deal with that is for. I don't know what that's for. Customers are not going to have that kind of environment. I mean, you do a setup for a projection screen setup. It's supposed to have natural lighting. I don't like to use dimmers and all that stuff. Now you got your sofa and end tables and all that stuff. You're supposed to make it look like, you know, when you go to IKEA. You know, you go to IKEA and you buy furniture and they got those little settings on how the environment should look. Something like that. You don't walk into IKEA, you walk into a section, it's all dark with red lights in there. You think we'd walk in there and look at furniture? I wouldn't. Oh, this is the Omen edition. All right. Not trying to be unprofessional here, but I swear, it gives me flashbacks to when I bought the Nintendo Virtual Boy. And anyone ever had those? You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, then look it up. But you know exactly what I'm talking about, the Virtual Boy incident. For those you don't know about the Virtual Boy, I'm going to go short off topic. When the Virtual Boy came out, it was supposed to be the ultimate 3D experience. For those of us who lived in that era who had one of those bad boys. But when they showed the commercials were all done in color, like beautiful, beautiful colors. Like, wow, this is what this thing's going to look like when I put it on. No. You put it on, you had the same vision as the T2 and Terminator. Everything was in black and red infrared. It was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. Even the fact you had to sit this thing up on top of a freaking stand and put your face into it. Yeah, it was something else. The Virtual Boy. All right, we need to grab the fire stick for this. Take this upstairs. I don't think we got one upstairs already set up. We need both of these remote controls. And this is what I'm talking about also too. You have to have, if you call yourself selling screen paints, number one, you need a screen bigger than 100 inches. You definitely got to have that bigger than 100 inches. Definitely. Down here, these are little test screens, but our main screens are 150 and 129. That's 129 custom. So you have to have bigger screens than that to do tests on. You have to have multiple rooms, multiple settings. All that has to be if you're only selling product. All right, so people, if you got the room, rent it. All right, we're done here. I got to do some demonstrations later on with this and this, with some pictures. I got some stuff I want to do. We want to do another reality screen. So the reality screen we're going to build, this one's going to be pretty cool. We're going to take a screen like this. We're going to put strips of wood right down the sides of it here and here, and each one's going to be a different color of gray. That is going to make a great reality screen. That we've been doing all at the same time. But bam, that's the product. All right, I got to go upstairs. Do we need anything for upstairs for these tests? I think we do. We need this one. And we need this one. We do. I want to test. I want to test in all of them. I'm going to test them all. I'm curious. I want to do all of it. Like mine as well. We got Sherman Williams already upstairs. I'm going to take all of these. We got to be upstairs. Do we have everything we need from here? Oh, I do need that tape though. Oh, I got scissors upstairs. I don't even know. Gotta wash dishes. Hear my cat in the corner. He angry. You know what? I haven't watched a movie here in a long time. I'm gonna watch a movie in this room right here. We ain't been here in a while, have we? We're gonna watch a movie in here tonight. I haven't watched any movie. I never watch movies in that room. I'm gonna come out of this one and watch in there tonight. I don't know. Then again, I do want to be in a multimedia room tonight too. I don't know. I have to figure which one I'm gonna be in today. I do like this one back here because we get multiple screens on the wall. I have to figure out where we're gonna be at. we need extension cord. Extension cord. Let's see. Let's do this. Oh. I forgot to make the habit of this. All right. None of these. And it has to be. Let's try this one. Ah. It's not that one either. Just not that one. Not charge. That one. You gotta remember which remote controls these went to, because I don't remember which ones these were. There we go. That was one of these. That's the Pac-Man screen. Pac-Man screen has lights. Boom, 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 boom. It's the Pac-Man screen, a customized Pac-Man screen we designed. But we need, let me see. There we go. I told you, red discourages color. It does. Why do you think it's being used in that demonstration? And I'm pretty sure you don't want an environment that looks like Omen at that day. See, I told you, red discourages color. Yep. Mimic your environment. Oh man, I got lights on. Whew. And mess with your freaking vision all day. Can't deal with that nonsense. Hey, Taco Bear. Taco Bear. Taco Bear, you got hair everywhere. Taco Bear. Taco Bear. Hey, Taco Bear. All right, people. I got this area set up for demonstration. We're going to be talking about realistic environments, not the red zone, not Mars, or none of that nonsense. In a real environment. As I said before, I'll show you how red basically disrupts color. All right, got to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.